I'm seeing a few comments here that are very interesting, and I thought, okay, why don't we go around doing a little bit of comment feedback just to see where we are in the gaming conversation. So, Indiana Jones, apparently, according to the reports from you guys, the gamers, is good. I've seen the reviews. They say it's good too, but y'all know my stance on reviewers. They are not, in my opinion, anyways. Their opinions are their opinions. I don't value them as much as I value the opinions of gamers. It's just the way it is. I'm a gamer, and I relate with gamers every day on YouTube and Twitter and some of the spaces. So I guess maybe that's just a biased thing, for me as a gamer. It is what it is. Now, this person wrote this comment. They said, everybody on here acts like Microsoft has made all the Activision Blizzard King money back. Newsflash, they haven't. It would take years. Microsoft had to spend billions to stay relevant. So this is a very interesting statement because it's one of those where we've dealt with before in terms of what this Activision Blizzard acquisition cost and, what the valuation will look like. Now, I want to ask you all a simple question. How many of you bought a house before 2020? Raise your hand. Put your hand down. How many of you have looked at the cost of that house in 2024? Raise your hand. Is it the same? Do you like how the cost has moved in your market? If the answer is yes, you have the answer for Activision Blizzard King. So the very first thing that I've learned in this regard is that when you think about the purchase of Activision Blizzard King, it is a purchase that is an asset. The asset can grow or can lose value depending on the management and the market. In the case of Activision Blizzard King, that has grown more and more, seeing as Xbox is managing this particular asset very well. Very expensive asset, costs $69 billion. Another thing, shout out to the audience member, The Realist, and so on and so forth. You guys posited a fact that I'd been missing for a while. I don't know everything, so that's why I rely on y'all. That number one, Activision Blizzard King was actually purchased at a discount. Its valuation was about $100 billion. So it seems like Xbox got it 30% off. So with that 30% off, the moment they bought it, their valuation had an asset that was worth $100 billion. So invisible money that they would have been holding is approximately $30 billion. Anybody thinking that they have to sit here and make this money back has no idea how assets actually do work. We really need in our education system to teach this stuff. This is YouTube University type stuff that many of us, we pick up along the way. If you have a mentor that's in, say, some kind of a business in terms of assets, they teach you because this is how the system actually works. Now, granted, invisible money is just based on valuation on the books. You don't see it anywhere. But it is there, if you get what I mean, because if at any rate, say Tencent or a big company says, okay, we want Activision Blizzard King, or maybe, God forbid, something crazy or catastrophic happens to an economy. We don't want that, but I'm just saying, and Microsoft has to offload that asset. They would be looking for somebody to spend at least $80 billion to purchase that asset from them. So that's exactly how it works. This has put PlayStation in a really interesting tizzy. When you think about it, they understand and they realize that Xbox has been fortunate to capitalize on a market path that is very interesting. Some of you watched my wine or milk video that I put out, where I came and I showed you guys a video that I made about 6 years ago, where I talked about why I thought Marvel Spider-Man should come to the PC platform. This was at the time when, even after Insomniac had already said that the game would never come to Xbox or PC, that according to them, it was a permanent PlayStation 4 exclusive. Having made that video and looked at the market, the analysis is just quite interesting. I saw a comment from someone who has said that the Activision Blizzard merger and the document that we have internally from PlayStation's threat analysis is not verifiable. Do you all remember that when the Insomniac leaks first happened, the very first thing that some of the PlayStation fans came out and said was that you cannot verify that document until a bunch more dumped on different websites that people went and said, okay, it seems like this is actually quite real and quite true. Now, a lot of those have been taken down based on DCMA over time, and I really don't want to go ahead and start, showing you guys all this stuff. But what has been popularly reported and generally reported in the news or alluded to is definitely what I put out there. And the one journalist that was willing to put that one of those documents out there was Jez Corden. He put a picture of it on his own article. So this whole acquisition merger has been largely misunderstood and hidden. And until we got that gift from that, unfortunate hack, we would not have really known the impact and the number this actually did on PlayStation. I've told and I've said this many times in the context of my videos. A lot of people are really in a tizzy as to, this conversation. In their minds, I don't know what in the world is going on. I think for some strange reason, they probably are more worried about, PlayStation than PlayStation is worried about themselves. Like another audience member said something very interesting in one of my videos when I said, is PlayStation worried about Xbox? Because remember, in the days of GTA 3, PlayStation was worried, according to one of their PlayStation UK executives. He said in an interview with GamesIndustry.biz that PlayStation was worried about the new kid on the block, Xbox, and went to secure exclusivity for GTA 3 and I think other GTAs. And this person replied and said, more like VG is worried about Xbox being biased towards PlayStation and dedicated. And I laughed and I said, PlayStation right now is getting pummeled in content delivery. This is the focus that PlayStation fans should put out there in terms of saying, PlayStation, where are our games? You've been money hatting third-party games, but we are looking and we bought this platform for its exclusives. Where are those exclusives? This year has been padded with third-party games that are going to go everywhere that don't belong in the PlayStation ecosystem. Fine. If you see it as a benefit that you bought these, you bought the PlayStation platform for this kind of stuff, then sure, but it's going away. Nobody is doing that anymore. And people on PC are sitting there happy, basically rubbing their fists together and just waiting for all these games to drop. So if PlayStation is blowing all that money over on the third-party exclusivity side and it hasn't yielded anything, and the PlayStation fans are looking and saying, but that's not really why we bought bought this console. We bought this console for the, unique selling franchises of PlayStation, namely Uncharted, God of War, the, Last of Us, and, the Sucker Punch titles, and those titles from your individual studios, just like you did in the PS4 days. Instead, we're getting Stellar Blade, which is eventually going to somehow route its way back to Xbox at the end of the day, just like Kojima's Death Stranding did. Give it a few years. You have Wukong, where its developers are going to bring out an Xbox exclusive anyways, while Xbox players are busy playing games like a Dragon, Metaphor, all the other games that are out there available for them to play, Call of Duty Black Ops. So again, something is missing here that needs to be pointed to. And if you're a PlayStation fan and you're not pointing or calling it out, but all you're worried about is whether or not VG is biased towards a multi-billion-dollar company that doesn't know I exist, it just is kind of weird, don't you think? I'm not going to harm PlayStation. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm a YouTuber with like 14,000 subs. What can I actually do to this multi-billion-dollar company? So relax. Focus on what is more important. The market is shifting. If you're not paying attention as to what's going on, I'm certain that you're going to miss, this whole trend as time goes on. Let me close this video by showing you guys two things. I might highlight them in a separate video of their own. This is where Pearl Abyss, look just here recently, October 21st, Pearl Abyss was offered an exclusive contract for Crimson Desert by Sony, and they refused it. Look on the left side, Hazard Gaming News. A new publisher for Shenmue, ININ, has put out a survey asking you if you would like to see Shenmue 3 on the Switch and Xbox console. What is going on in the industry? Why are these people moving away more and more from exclusivity? Even when they were exclusive, why are they going back to revive their titles to try to monetize? Could it be that the gaming industry is no longer that place where you can just keep churning out games because you're the only one churning out games and you're the only one with a capital to churn out games, but now freaking Power World will beat you into the sand. A bunch of kids that have no clue what they're doing will come out and sell multiple million copies of their game, to the fact where they have a publisher, Nintendo, suing them because they're shaken by the reality. I've told you that Nintendo is not safe. You think I'm playing? The market is brutal, super brutal. I understand the brutality of the market. I'm on YouTube, a marketplace of ideas. I've seen it literally destroy a lot of content creators' work, a lot of content creators' progress, just because of how competitive it is. So I'm speaking from a place of experience where If a market is strange and has a strange hold on it, you will feel it regardless of who you are. Doesn't matter. There's no one who's untouchable in an economic framework. Thanks for watching the video. Talk to me in the comment section. Appreciate you guys so much. Peace out.